JJ's got the keys to the blockchain breeze. He's live every day, decode the mazes. JJ's cryptic corner, where the coins keep turning. Log in now, the future's burning. JJ's cryptic corner, JJ's cryptic corner. Pixels glow, charts flow, crypto whispers, secrets show. He cracks the code on this winding road. JJ's cryptic corner, JJ's cryptic corner, JJ's cryptic corner, JJ's cryptic corner, JJ's cryptic. Tune in, lean back, grab your coffee, hit the track. JJ's live, don't be late. Cryptic wisdom, seal your fate. JJ's cryptic.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Friday. How's everyone doing today? Guys, when was the new intro introduced? Tyler's been gone for so long. Guys, I apologize for my tardiness. I am live streaming from work. I picked up an extra shift at McDonald's. Welcome, guys. Happy Friday, DCA Day. What's going on, Gourmet Brands? Dave, Tom Selleck, Scout, Mr. Tyler, our reigning champ for 2025. Welcome, guys. May I take your order? All right, let's get right into it. We've got Bitcoin currently trading at $68,896. Oh, $901.59. Let's go refresh our liquidation heat map and see where we're at. Is it going to kick me out? Okay, good. 12 hour. Okay, weekend liquidity. As always, 69,505. And then the top of that bad boy, let's go all the way up here, 70,618. Oh my gosh, that's very small. I thought that was bigger. Jeez. 68,551. And 67,172. All right. Very cool. Weekend liquidity to be expected. That's a very, very small range that we're going to be trapped in, but it is what it is. What are you going to do? I've had a green screen Tom Selleck's coat, but I did not have the lights. For my brain was like, man, the little Family Dollar ring light that I have is fine. It's pretty bright. And I tried it, and I was like transparent with everything else. So now I got these monstrosities next to me. Oh my gosh, I can hear my birds going crazy in the other room. Okay, let's see. Oops, little spoiler right there. 68,905. Are we going to continue? CPI came in lower than expected today, which is awesome. It's a little sus for the Fed, though. The Fed is going to have to decide if they're okay with continued softening, if they're going to be concerned with deflation, because deflation is actually scarier than inflation, or if they just don't give a crap and they're going to continue to hold rates where they're at. It's a big boy question for Daddy Jerome. I'm quite impressed that the transparency in my glasses is showing the McDonald's. Well, I mean, I'm actually in McDonald's, so I shouldn't be saying that anyway. So Bitcoin pretty much erasing its gains that it garnered in the past 2 hours. ETH up 0.07, similar to Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance losing 59%, which is kind of huge. Tyler said, talk louder at work, headphones in your quiet, and I don't want to leave. Tyler, I got the mic up my butt, so I can't talk any louder. We could use some deflation in the supermarket. I don't know if that's how that works. I got something in my eye, some grease. Crypto Spaces said, nice CPI, market does not care. 100%. John said, is the ice cream machine working? No. Legally, I'm obligated to tell you that it's never working. Okay, let's continue. ETH, doing a whole lot of nothing. Sol, up 0.6%, currently trading at 84.84. Are we going to get back above 90, or are we going to reject 90 and maybe retest or just test 75? We haven't really tested 75. Crypto Spaces said 40K incoming, another year of boredom. Yeah. Greetings, Professor Oak's lab. Oh my goodness, I got the burps. Yeah, Solana, 84.82. Tom Selleck said, LOL, when I have JJ on my TV and then switch to another YouTube channel, my eardrums get blown out. I don't know what to tell you guys about the audio. I have a nice mic. I'm watching my levels, making sure that I'm not blowing out you guys' eardrums. The mic is closer to my mouth. If it's not helping, I'm going to push it away so it's more comfortable for me. Your levels are low. I don't care what you say. I don't know what to do about that. Hang on. Can I do anything here? I think I'm aware that my levels are low, but I've never been able to fix that. I'm not fixing it. You guys are going to have to deal with it. Yeah, there's nothing I can do. Completely unavoidable. Where my brand said, hopefully we'll see a supersized candle soon. 100%. I agree with that hope. Total 3, up 0.35%, currently trading at 710.22 billion. I mean, we're like, I want to get excited because we got a nice little hefty recovery right here. But all we did was we erased like the boring, choppy downtrend that we had since the 9th. It's been 4 days. So, I don't know. ADA is up 1.28%. That's actually exciting. After like minus 99%, it is up 1.32%, which is exciting. We got a potential inverse head and shoulder here. October 10th, Binance Wick, allegedly, 26.22. What's cool is we got back above that level, kind of seemingly held that as support and continued to the upside with Wicks as well. We got a bullish crossover the moving average in the RSI, tested that as support and continued to the upside. Green dot in the momentum wave point to the upside as well. Tom Selleck said, you will instantly get an additional 1K subscribers when you fix the levels. You can do it off stream. So much work, though. Is the reward worth it? Filters? I can do one of these. How's that? Is that better? Does that sound better? Is that better for you guys? What about that? Is that even better? I'm going to just do that. I'm going to assume that it sounds better. Gourmet Brand said ice cream machine is down just like my portfolio. Yes, sir. Let's see the 1K subscribers rolling in. I'm assuming it's fixed. I just fixed it. Okay, SNEC is up 0.65% on the day, currently trading at 0.0005999. Very nice. Midnight down 2.22%. This actually got a nice little hefty little pump above 54.52. XRP is up 0.58% on the day. Retested. So with XRP, we got a little stiletto pattern, as CryptoFace would refer to it as. You got a beautiful retest, basically of $1 with that wick. Came up, held support above 130, established 134 as support, and hopefully are now continuing to the upside. Tyler said not louder. Well, that sucks. It's exactly the same. I swear to God, maybe it's where I have the gain. I'm going to do it a little bit more. How's that? Is that even better? I'm going to assume that that fixed it now. Let me know. Anyways, as we continue down the charts, 141.57, getting back above 150 is going to be a big deal for XRP. That's a big psychological level. You rejected right here, and have since established some volume below 150, which is good. G Immortal said, good evening, JJ. What's going on, G Immortal? Does my audio sound good to you, or do your eardrums get blown out like a wee little baby when you go to another channel? Maybe that's that's my way of getting you guys to not go to other channels. It's like a grand conspiracy. I'm like, well, if they have to change their volume every time they switch, they're just gonna stay here the whole time because it's inconvenient to press a button. Anyways, $1.50 for XRP. Tyler said, try taking the mic out of your ass and putting it in your mouth. Then you guys won't hear me though, because I won't be able to I won't be able to fix my words. Does that make sense? I don't know. I don't have a lot of experience talking with my mouth full. Do you, Tyler? Is that doable? Is it something I can manage? I've been shamed into only watching JJ. G Immortal said, what happened to Compound today? That's a good question. Let's go see. What did happen to Compound today? Today, Compound got a big fat pumperino. Bullish CPI, I guess, is nice for... Is Compound a DEX? I forget what Compound is. DeFi? It is incredibly overbought. Well below $28.05, which is the level that we were watching. It just looks like a recovery. Beautiful recovery. Now, you don't want to fail or lose that. You got something similar back here, it looks like it chopped down and then bam, recovery. It retraced most of that move, but then it did more. Tyler said, it's because you're always talking out your ass. Well, now you're not helping. I'm trying to fix the audio for you because you were whining and crying. And now you're being unhelpful. I'm literally, I could get fired for this. I'm streaming from work right now. And you guys are complaining about the audio. Yeah, Compound looks good. I'm not a fan, I guess, of this sell-off wick. Looks like people are taking profits or exiting while they can, thinking that we're going lower. You got a green dot on the momentum wave, incredibly overbought on Market Cipher and on the RSI on the 4-hour. What's the daily look like? Daily is actually not overbought. It was super oversold. You got a bullish cross over the moving average on the RSI, and that came in actually with this green candle print right there on the daily 2 days ago. You got that bullish cross. Just this little teeny tiny little pump right there. Got your bullish cross over that moving average on the RSI. And then you got a retest, and then it exploded. I don't know if that TA dictated the move or if it just signaled the move. Obviously, it's probably based on news, if we're being real. Tyler said, you need to change hats. I can't. I did bring my tinfoil hat with me to work. We talk a lot of conspiracies. It's the midnight shift, so it's a lot of floor mopping, bathroom cleaning. Okay. So we talked about Compound. It does look good, though. You like a good recovery. Obviously, be cautious with these wicks getting sold off into, to be expected. You know, people get spooked. Prices are down, and then you get a nice pump. A lot of people like to exit during those pumps. They get scared. Some people can't hold, man. Be greedy when others are fearful. H-bar got a lovely 3.55% pump after the daily close just 2 hours ago. Maybe 3, I don't remember what time it is exactly. But you got a lot of activity down here. What's nice about H-bar, and we talked about this the other day, is it was holding this level very nicely. This 0.09, the 9-cent level. So using that as our support, we made a run for 10 cents and we got above it. If we close above it, that would be even better. Volume looks great. A lot of good news coming out of H-bar. I think it's in the news segment once we get to it. But we got, let's see, your 0.09 cents. You got above it, held it as support, and then that acted as your springboard to get you above 10 cents finally. So if you close above 10 cents, that'll be really exciting. We are overbought though, so be careful with that. What's cool is your retest right here was also a bullish retest confirmation as support on the RSI with that moving average. So H-bar looks very nice to trade. Tyler came back after a while and chose violence. Mr. Tyler was our winner for 2025 and chose to not participate in the streams at all in 2026. So I'm just saying. All right. SWE, not much to talk about. I need to see SWE back above $1. So getting back above $1 is going to be a big deal. RSI got a bullish cross over the moving average. You get a green dot in the momentum wave on Market Cipher. So there's possibility for some upside, but we need to see it first. Ondo got a nice 3.3% pump post daily close. You got a potential fugly inverse head and shoulder here. A little triple bottom action. Breaking above 27, 26. Yeah, 26 was kind of the resistance here. You got your dead cat bounce, resistance, and then continued failure to even touch that level. Resistance again right here. You finally broke above that 26 level. So I want to hold above that. We are not overbought yet, which is good, but we are getting pretty close. Volume looks really good over here in comparison to everything else. Like this was like cheap, dumpy little retail weenie baby dump volume. Tyler said, I can't help your shit ass times and this shitty market. We've fully pivoted, Tyler. This is actually, we're getting ready to open some Pokemon packs because this is no longer an investment channel because every single investment has decreased in value. Whenever that happens, instead of dollar cost averaging, like Warren Buffett would suggest, we just pivot. We buy big fat green candles, and then when they go down, as long as they're less than what you paid, then you sell. You sell it at a loss, so you can just tax harvest all year. And I don't know if this is true, but my buddy told me that you can like negative tax harvest. So I just lose money all year, and then I file a tax return and I get all that back. I'm pretty sure that's how taxes work. And then I haven't tried it yet though. So now we do Pokemon. Crypto Spaces said, I agree with Tyler. My gosh, I feel like a retard, especially with OnlyFans girls eclipsing my net worth. Tom Sellerscote said, quick, everyone panic sell everything. I think that's what everyone's doing on this, well, the people that are left on this move, which is kind of funny. Aerodrome up 2.06%. Polkadot, Fartcoin, Avalanche, and Chainlink doing a whole lot of nothing. Gold is up 2.46% on the day. Wow. Would you look at that? What is that? What is that? Is that a fractal? Playing out? Exactly how we drew it on the screen? Oh my god. What? Whoever drew that fractal must be incredibly good looking and very talented and smart and wealthy. And you should probably subscribe to their YouTube channel. Okay, so we got our hand drawn fractal. The OG fractal was based on not nearly as much market cap and volume. So being a little bit generous, we did a correction. That correction mildly failed. It's not too bad. But the update, the correction 2.0, is playing out very nicely. So as long as we continue to the upside and get a little retest confirmation around Wednesday, Thursday next week, and then absolutely gigasend it into the end of the month, then the fractal Farquad may just be in need for another promotion. What? What's that you say? Some of you may die, but that is a sacrifice I am willing to make. I gotta get the costume, dude. I gotta get the costume so bad for Farquad. Gotta wear everyone out. Crypto Spaces said, I need a market like 2024 again, and I need it to last longer than 6 to 8 months this time. I think the metric is like 20. No, it's not 20. I think it's 2 weeks right now. Like the average in the past 2-3 years, the average bull trend for altcoins is like 2 weeks, I think. Based on, I don't remember. It was like a CME published thing or something like that. I agree though. I'm ready, man. I'm totally ready. And it's not like I'm lazy either, but my goodness, this market is butt cheeks. Yes, it is. So yeah, gold looks beautiful. We got a bullish cross over the moving average on the RSI. We'll see if that equates to further upside, obviously heading into Tuesday, Wednesday next week. I believe Monday, obviously, I don't know if this would affect gold, but I believe Monday is a federal holiday. Tom Selleck's Goat said you have to for the 2,000 subs. Oh, 100. Dude, okay, if you guys get me to 2,000 subs at 1,900, I will order the Lord Farquaad costume, and I will make sure it fits. And then at 2,000 subs, we'll do a proper 12-hour live stream, and I will wear the costume for the 12-hour live stream. Maybe not the entire time. If it's like really itchy and uncomfortable, then I might take it off. But 2,000 subscribers, and we're doing it. Tom Selleck's Goat said, Tyler said, should have sold with me. Everyone doubted. Crypto Spaces said, I believe that. Tom Selleck's Goat said, alt season has always only been like 1 month long. Just this time we got like 2 days. Tyler said, I don't even remember when I sold. It was so long ago. You didn't tell anybody when you sold. You just disappeared like a little baby. Tom Selleck's Goat said, yes, it's a holiday, Monday. Crypto Spaces said, I was a retard, Tyler. Should have sold in 2024 and lived life in 2025. Tyler said, I'm about to buying again soon, though. Crypto Spaces said, go to Thailand for some ladyboys. My chat is so unhinged. You guys are out of control. It's like Friday in the middle of a bear market, and you guys are talking about ladyboys in Thailand. Oh, man. I feel like I am partially responsible, at least. Silver up 2.81% on the day, currently trading at 77.33. Not too much going on in the silver market. We do have a potential fugly inverse head and shoulder here. The neckline is a mess and not really mortgageable, but I guess you could do a subprime setup and potentially get up to 97-ish. So, I don't know. Tyler said, bullshit. I told you I sold everything but Pinlake and you called me an idiot, lol. When? I don't call people idiots for selling. Gourmet Brand said alt season comes around once a year, like the McRib. You guys are making stuff up. All of you guys are making stuff up. Tyler said, because there's too many bullish things to come. Crypto Spaces said, when did you sell, Tyler? I could have used the insight. To be fair, I have always been a very large proponent of could go up, could go down, up, down, or sideways. Up, down, left, right, up, down, left, right. R1, L1, R2, L2. A, B. Start. Obviously. Anyways, silver, struggling to get above that moving average in the RSI. Again, I don't know if that fugly inverse head and shoulders has any merit to it, but time will tell. That moving average is really putting a damper down on the price. I do like the lower accumulation of that cloud on the lower half of market cipher, though, because every time that happens, you get a couple of dots, you maybe get negative money flow, and then eventually it just pops to the upside. So we'll see if that plays out again, kind of going off of what happened back here. Something to keep an eye on, keep it in consideration. TNT Media said, what up, man? Happy Friday. Can you check out QQQ monthly, yearly, 5-year? It so looks it is about to roll over, man. I absolutely can. QQQ, Mr. Nasdaq. All right, daily. See, oh, it does actually. Shoot. Now, I suppose at this point, I would just expect the same thing that's played out previously. It does, though. When it does this weird BART thing, it goes down every single time. Downside, weird BART thing, downside. Where else is there weird BART things? Are those the only ones? It's almost like it's being suppressed. Interesting. So we've got 2 instances in the past where it's played out like that. This would be the third. I guess you could try to sell me on this and that upside, the subsequent upside, but that's like 1 versus 2, so 66% of the time it results in downside, and that's pushing it. I would actually just go 70%, just because this is on more of a downward angle, whereas this is super duper flat. Let me pull a fractal really quick. Both of these are significant. This is smaller than this, and this is smaller than this. So time frame wise, I don't know if that would make a difference. This was all the way back. Oh, this was actually just in 2025. Interesting. March, April. You know what's crazy is March, April 2025, I'm pretty sure Bitcoin was hitting all-time highs. Yeah. March, April 2025. I guess it wasn't hitting all-time highs. It got a pretty big fat pullback right there, so forget I said that. It did go on to make new highs, though. A lot quicker than this. So let me pull a fractal, just for shits and gigs. It's just weird how similar it looks every time. So we got this guy. I'm going to go right there. So it's already a little bit different. There's number 1, and then number 2 is going to be right here. This one's a really crappy one, 2021 to 2023. That one, wow. 2 to 3 year long pullback right there. Oh no. Oh, that one looks real close. Simply because of that, or specifically because of that. Can I change the colors of these? Let's make this one blue. And let's make this one orange. So the orange one, not really feeling great about. The blue one looks really good though. If that does happen, obviously this is not gospel, it's not law, but when we do see this choppy sideways pattern for a prolonged period of time like this, like I said, 60-70% of the time it breaks down. In recent history, like the past 2-3 years. And we might be due for a pullback. I don't know, this is really macro stuff though. I'm not big on the super duper macro. And again, we are getting a new Fed chair in May, so that could be a factor. 391 billion in assets, QQQ. Yeah, this looks like poop. I'm gonna change the color. It looks a little too poopy. Let's go pink. Pink looks fine. Okay. Great number of data points you got there for your math, for your JJ math. Oh yeah, we always get the most possible. Tyler said between July and September, slow sell-off. Crypto Spaces said I didn't put the right inputs. I was button mashing. That's why I'm wrecked now. Crypto Spaces said I got some lucky combos in 2024, and that was it. Tyler said, when was the last top? TNT Media said huge signal. 4-2 was Liberation Day mess. Oh yeah, if you actually look on Coinbase's Bitcoin chart, Liberation Day, right here. This is literally Liberation Day. You can see it in the volume. We're like, fine volume, choppy, fine, great, a lot of money, and then gone. It's just flatlines, dead. And then we got a little spike here, probably on China news or some BS, and then it got worse after that. So we've definitely been on some shit. That's for sure. Yeah, look at that. That's so crazy. The volume just disappeared. We were liberated from from liquidity. Man. All right. We went through gold and silver. DXY, still playing around with this 15-year-old trend line. It's a big deal. We are actually, wow, this is crazy. Look at these flatline candles right there. Oh, Friday closed underneath it. That's huge. Now the question is, are we going to have a big fat rebound? February 2nd, February 9th. Okay, yeah. I think the next candle is going to open on Monday, 16th. So we officially have our second weekly candle close below. The first one, obviously, is a bullish reversal. Very nice wick. Got bought right back up. Bought right back up. It's a DXY. Got pushed right back up above that 15-year-old trend line. This trend line goes all the way back to April 2011. and we instantly got below it again. RSI doesn't care on the weekly, daily. Daily doesn't care either. Wow, that's crazy. So we'll see if this has any effect on the dollar, I suppose. Warsh is a famous dollar bull. He likes a strong dollar, but this does not bode well for the dollar. 2011 right here, we've been on the up and up with, you know, some intermediary dumps. But this BART right here is playing out to the downside. Batman. It actually looks even more like a Batman. So, I don't know. It's pretty crazy to see that trend line break. We'll see how it turns out. But for now, it's not looking great for the dollar, which technically should be good for all risk assets, or even safe haven assets, even better. TNT Media said it looks like they're all going in the sideways channel for some world news coming. LOL. Oh, it's all manipulated. It's all 100% manipulated. GG's. Tyler said everyone stick around for the 12-hour stream. Crypto Spaces said TNT made me decide to see y'all next year. This sucks. Gourmet Brand said we're gonna do every letter. AAA, BBB, CCC. Tyler said this is gonna be a long 12 hours. Okay. So yeah, DXY, getting a little spicy. MicroStrategy, aka Big B Coffee. I actually stopped by there again today by MicroStrategy headquarters. And they gave me this cute little bag. And if you guys can see, it's literally the exact same, hold on, the exact same logo as MicroStrategy. So that's pretty cool. Proof that I actually went to the MicroStrategy headquarters. So I stopped by there. Michael Saylor, again, he was not working. He just got off. It was the new shift. So they told me try again on Tuesday. Monday he's not in. He's supposedly going to buy more Bitcoin, but he doesn't actually buy OTC or on exchanges. He buys it from some like dude in the alleyway. I don't know. It sounded like a drug thing, but anyways, 134.24 back above our lower trend line here, which was a previous upper trend line. If we go way back here, when everything got spicy for the first time ever for Big B Coffee, aka MicroStrategy, this upper trend line, it's sloppy, but it's there, is now currently trying to act as support. Now, the one interesting thing out of all of this for me is that Vanguard bought some strategy on January 20th. And again, they can afford to wait months, and, you know, they don't really give a crap about 50% pullbacks, but they have money, they're smart, and I'm assuming they're buying for a reason. I've been convinced, I think, to buy some BMNR, specifically because of the Mr. Beast investment partnership thing. I feel like this is a good idea. This is a textbook Adam Eve double bottom. That is beautiful. So let's see if that plays out. It looks like it was an attempted Adam Eve right here as well. So it's going to be the same thing and end up being a failure, potentially. It looks like that actually occurs frequently. We'll see if it sells off some more. Strategy has the exact same thing going on. A little Adam Eve situation potential. On a higher time frame, it probably doesn't look like that at all. Yeah, it's a little mess. But we'll see what plays out. It's long-term hold, obviously. Stocks is what it is. Tyler said, JJ, I don't think I could make it until 10 a.m., but good luck. Crypto Spaces said, Tom Lee stock? Yes, sir. Now, when I say I'm going to be buying some, that's not me. Oh my gosh, I'm really blurry. What happened? Hello. I'm not going to be buying like $1,000 worth. I'm going to slowly DCA. Dang, I just realized my cup disappears. I'm drinking nothing. Fooled you guys. Okay. Let me know if I get blurry again, I guess. Nasdaq down 0.16% on the day, 24,700. We were above 25 for a pretty decent amount of time. Now that we've pointed out the QQQ situation, it's a little bit dicey. We know that this fractal has deviated severely and that it is clearly not playing out. We got this little downturn at the same time. Maybe we're in for a little choppy upside. That would be pretty cool, but we'll see what happens. That would maybe invalidate the QQQ situation that we just monitored. But it's kind of all a toss-up right now. Yeah, we've seen the same thing right here. It's the same exact thing on the Nasdaq. Let's go to the daily. Daily Nasdaq. You got this indecisive choppy sideways, drop, indecisive choppy sideways, drop. Where else? Indecisive choppy sideways, drop. It's the same exact chart. Interesting. Yeah, looks, you got the same thing right here. Drop. Is it just like a distribution phase and before like a proper sell-off? Is this retail buying for exit liquidity? That's literally like all that makes me think of is retail buying for exit liquidity. That's so weird. Because we've been seeing all of these different charts and reports. They're like retail makes largest purchase since 2012, you know, whatever crazy metrics that they got. And it's always suspicious to me whenever they're like retail is buying heavily, because I'm like, retail sucks. We know retail sucks. So why would we be excited for retail buying heavily? When has retail ever bought the dip heavily and then won? When has that ever happened? And then everyone, all these other institutions and hedge funds, they're like, oh, we're gonna buy now too. We're gonna go in there with with retail and we're gonna buy too. And then retail's like, thank you. We're gonna sell our bags to you now. Bye. And then the hedge funds are like, good job, kid. Good job. Good job. That's never happened. It's like a silly thing to even pretend and even think about because of how unheard of it is. TNT Media said, hey man, Bitcoin, when the daily stock RSI is officially overbought, if we are to go up, we must go up now because the last couple of times we were overbought, we rolled over. Crypto Spaces said never happens. I'm not a big stock RSI guy. I don't like that I can just be flatlined, maxed out, or flatlined, bottomed out for extended periods of time. I don't know how many times I've hit my desk. It's just, it always seems silly to me. Maybe it's a longer time frame thing. I'm not going to sit here and say that it doesn't work. It's just not my personal preference. Crypto Spaces said, that QQQ chart made my night bad. Thanks for that. I mean, we got to take all things into consideration, man. There's bullish news, there's bearish news. People are saying that we're not going to get a pump until the Clarity Act passes. And that's, who knows when that's going to come out. I'm hearing mixed things from everybody. Might be a nothing burger when it does pass. S&P up 0.05% on the day, currently trading at 68.36. We got a little initial pump, a little initial CPI pump, and then a post-CPI dump. So, as of right now, looks like we're rejecting that moving average and the RSI. Red dot of the momentum wave, negative money flow. I don't know if that applies. We got the choppy sideways thing going on here as well with a little more bullish momentum. The AS Fractal 3.0 might give up here. This would be, I think, our first failed AS Fractal on the S&P. We've had attempts in the past, but none have held up quite as well as the original AS Fractal. Is this the original? This might be the original right here. I think it is. So AS Fractal 1.0 did actually end up failing at the end. And then 2.0, where's 2.0? Is this 2.0? Yeah, that had to have been 2.0. So 2.0 played out really well. Perfectly almost. And then 3.0 is right here. Played out very, very nicely until, what is that? We got 200 out of 250. 20 out of 25. That is 80%. That's pretty damn good. LOL, I'm looking at micro, macro, history, little of everything. Such a different cycle. Oh yeah, this, I don't know, last cycle, current cycle, it's all crazy. Tyler said, damn, I don't have my new debit card. I wanted to spam you with a super chat. Can someone spam JJ Licks Dicks for me over and over, please? Tyler's actually that's my alt account. Tyler's not a real person, so I won the prize for 2025 daily close contest, and I'm trying to get you guys a super chat. That's what's happening right now. Taylor's actually my AI bot, my Claude bot. Okay. We went over the S&P, Bitcoin up 0.12%. Huge epic pump right here. Epic life-changing pump right here. Oh my gosh. Wow. Pump for ants. Very cool. Let's see what comes of it. News segment. We've got sales of heavy trucks are collapsing, which is usually foreshadowed an upcoming recession. Now, I'd like to look at this. We've got... Oh, that's a big collapse. So we got a big collapse, obviously, going from January 25 to January 26. Big boy collapse. Now, it could be bottoming, because we also got a big boy collapse from, looks like January 19 to just past January 20. So if it doesn't go down much further, there's a potential to come out on top. Nice chart, but worth noting. Heavy trucks are cyclical, but also noisy around policy shocks and supply issues. I'd pair this with credit spreads for calling the next recession. And on this side, so far, so good. Yeah, I think Lunar Entity is the one who's been telling us about credit spreads and all that stuff. We've been looking at those, pulling those charts whenever he brings it up. Hey, there he is. Perfect timing. Lunar Entity said, "Hey, JJ, hey, Tyler. Hope you're both well. I am wonderful today. Picked up an extra shift at Mickey D's. They're paying me well. Boss doesn't know I'm streaming right now, but that's fine. We don't have any customers. I locked the door. And the drive-thru window is taken care of." Lunar Entity said, CPI to start coming in as expected. These cooler prints are going to really spook people. Oh, yeah. I agree. Okay. We've got United States signs trade deal with Taiwan, cutting tariffs to 15%. In return, Taiwan will remove 99% of trade barriers on U.S. and purchase $84 billion worth of American goods. Very cool. Elon Musk's X working on new option to filter timeline by country. Interesting. I guess that kind of opens the door for racism, but sure. Treasury Secretary Bessent says the U.S. does not want to decouple from China. We want to de-risk. I don't know what does that mean? We don't want to decouple from China. We want the de-risk. It's weird. Weird way to put it, but sure. Tyler said, doing a 12-hour stream. You stay in, Lunar Entity? Lunar Entity said, sounds neat. I'm here for it. That's crazy. I didn't know Tyler streamed. Watcher Guru posted, U.S. inflation falls to 2.4%. Bitcoin reclaims 69K. Very cool. And it lost it. And it's gone. White House official Patrick Witt says there are trillions of dollars in institutional capital on the sidelines waiting to enter the crypto market. They're probably waiting for that stupid bill to be signed. President Trump's Truth Social files Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF with SEC. Once that goes through, they're probably going to sign the Clarity Act, and we're going to go to the moon. It's going to be fun. Did I tell you guys Ben Cowan blocked me? He blocked me because I tagged him in that the video that I made of him being like, of him in 2021 being like, the 4-year cycle has never played out before. It's only played out just the last cycle. Every other time before that, it was nothing. It was not the 4-year cycle. So, in my opinion, it doesn't make any sense to think that the 4-year cycle is a thing. And then I also pointed out in that same video all of the stuff with him recently about like the 4-year cycle being exactly 4 years every single time for every single cycle. Which is really funny, but I guess he got mad and he blocked me. I was very cordial about it too. I didn't like call him a retard or anything like that. He just got mad. He got upset. Which makes me laugh. But I thought it was funny. And then after that, I pointed out that he has a paid group. And it's a very expensive paid group, by the way. So people pay for this guy's opinion. And he's like, the 4-year cycle doesn't exist. And then he goes, the 4-year cycle has played out exactly 4 years every single time. Which cracks me up. Ben BTC Dominance Cowan. Yeah, he also shilled like every single altcoin last cycle. And now he's like, Altcoins are dumb. Okay. Oh man, my favorite thing in the world was when the Litecoin intern on X was going after him. Like they went like full Wendy's. It was freaking hilarious. Okay, BlackRock clients bought the dip. We got some purchases from BlackRock clients. Very cool. I got two. I'm not going for two. What are you talking about? Monday, February 16th, the U.S. federal holiday, President's Day. I wonder if Trump's going to do anything special. President Trump is planning to scale back tariffs on steel and aluminum goods per Financial Times. Breaking, January CPI inflation falls to 2.4%, below expectations of 2.5%. Core CPI inflation fell to 2.5%, in line with expectations of 2.5%. Core CPI inflation is now at its lowest level since March 2021. Odds of further interest rate cuts are back on the rise. Interesting. You know, I almost took a bet on Kalshi yesterday, thinking that CPI was going to come in cooler and rate cut odds were going to go higher. I probably should have. I feel like I would have made a good bet. If you guys haven't already, check out. I don't know if this is going to come up. This might show my green screen. Hang on. What is that? Okay, I guess you guys can just see my YouTube channel behind me. If you haven't already, go check out the Kalshi referral link in the description. When you sign up there and trade with $25 or more, we both get $25 in non-withdrawable site credit. Help support the channel. It is, however, degenerate gambling, so be careful. Treat it as such, and don't play with more money than you can afford to lose. The CoinMarketCap Fear and Greed Index is at 11. Yesterday was at 8. I think we got to go look up the regular Crypto Fear and Greed Index, because I'm pretty sure yesterday it was at like historic lows. Top 10 on CoinMarketCap looks the same as always. Solana's really losing spots. It's kind of crazy. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. We're trying to get to 2,000. We're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers before April. All right, back to my shift at McDonald's. What was I gonna do? I was gonna do something. Oh yes, Crypto Fear and Greed Index, the traditional one. It's at 9 today. Yesterday it was at 9. When was it at 5? Am I crazy? Oh, I guess it was at 5 on the 12th. But that was freaking yesterday. Did we miss a whole day? Maybe we just didn't check it yesterday. 13. Okay, so 14, 13, 12. Yeah, it's still the 13th. I don't know. They're just making up time, I guess. Time doesn't exist, according to alternative.me. But we were at 5 on the 12th, which is pretty freaking crazy. It's never been that low, I guess. Too bad you can't actually, like, check that on the chart. Chart gets weird when you try to zoom out. Pickle Rick said, "Oh, what's up, people? What's going on, Pickle Rick?" Tyler said, "I'm trying to send out a referral, LOL. Anyone gamble in here from Pennsylvania? How about he cuts back on the effing milk and gas and shit?" It's entirely possible for cuts and low rates while the Fed tapers the balance sheet. Also, ominous for equities with Warsh talking so highly of Bitcoin. Hint, maybe? What would it be? Explain it to me like I'm 5, because I'm not sure what you're talking about. Breaking, Alibaba stock BABA falls as much as 5% as the U.S. adds it to a list of companies that aid the Chinese military. Damn. Breaking, the Dow Jones Industrial Average falls 1,500 points in 24 hours and officially drops below 50K. Pam Bondi is pissed. The U.S. Supreme Court announces that February 20th will be its next opinion day as markets await their ruling on the legality of President Trump's tariffs. What is happening in the South Korean equity market? Korean equity funds attract a record $5.2 billion in inflows last week. This follows a $3.5 billion the week before and $1.7 billion 2 weeks prior. As a result, the 4-week moving average of inflows jumped to a record $3.1 billion, 3 times higher than every other peak seen since 2017. Furthermore, the MSCI South Korean ETF EWY attracted $281 million in inflows on Wednesday, the largest daily intake in its 25-year history. As a result, the Kospi index is up 30% year to date, making it the best performing major equity index in the world. Since the start of 2025, the benchmark is up 130%. Investors are piling into Korean equities at an unprecedented pace. That's pretty crazy. Tyler said, "What's up, Pickle Rick?" Lunar Entity said if the Fed is going to bleed into equity rallies, that money will want to rebalance into metals and crypto, in my opinion. Ooh, I like that. U.S. equity markets stress is rising beneath the surface. The put-call skew in the Nasdaq 100 ETF QQQ is up to 0.39, the highest since the April 2025 market sell-off. The skew measures how much more investors are paying for downside protection using out of the money puts versus upside exposure via calls. The index is now in line with levels seen during the 2022 bear market, signaling growing investor concerns about technology stocks. Meanwhile, the average S&P 500 stock has moved 10.8% in absolute terms over the last month, despite the index itself remaining roughly unchanged. This level of dispersion ranks in the 99th percentile over the last 30 years and is the highest since 2008. Underlying stock market volatility has rarely been this high. That's crazy. Tyler said, well, gotta go, folks. Stay golden. Take it easy, Mr. Tyler. Appreciate you. Cheers, my friend. Happy Friday. Happy DCA Day. 88 Metals Mania said, yo, what's going on, 88 Metals Mania? You are joining us live from McDonald's, my new job. Cheers. Okay. Let's continue. I wanted to check. I want to ask Grok, because all of this talk of bear markets and blah, blah, blah is great and stuff, but when do the Trump accounts for newborn babies and investments go into effect? When does money start deploying? Because that is literally, I think we did the math the other day. I don't remember exactly what it is, but it's $1,000 per newborn baby, probably just printed and injected into the market. Whoa, a 5,000. Okay, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Trump accounts. Okay, Bitcoin, 68,920 and 52 cents. It's been so sideways. It's weird. Pickle Rick said, all I know is it's buy that dip, then buy the dip of the dip, and I'll do it until DCA game is Golden Pony Boy. I like it. I like the acid trip analogy. I'm here for it. McDonald's is here for it. Honestly, I did not mean for this to happen, but I kind of want McDonald's now, and I don't eat fast food at all. But somebody mentioned the ice cream machine, and I'm like, damn, ice cream sounds really good. I saw an article the other day. I got a gym membership recently. I saw an article the other day, and it was like, Dairy Queen Blizzard after workout increases protein more than chicken and rice or something like that. And I was like, ooh, because I was like, in my head, I was like, I can go to the gym and then I can get Dairy Queen and it'll be justifiable. And then right underneath it got a community note. And it was like, there's no evidence of this ever being published by Harvard. And I was like, dang it. I was so mad that note existed. Why couldn't they just lie to me? Ugh. Lunar Entity said, is it just me or has McDonald's color scheme been depressing for like a decade? Oh yeah. I think it's everything. They're trying to streamline everything so that nothing's original. It's all just grays and browns and like blacks, different shades of earth tones. And it's so that when they close their doors or move to a different location, they can very quickly and easily sell the building without having to do any work. Everything is like that now. Everything. I'm surprised that they're not all just going to go by some universal logo, you know, at this point. We should all, every company, every business should just share logos. It should just be called food. No matter what it is. Restaurant, food. McDonald's, food. Grocery store, food. Hey, do you want to go to food? We should go to food later. I got to stop and grab some food. I'm picking up some food on the way home. I love food. Food is my favorite. That's like the future that we're heading to. The robots are going to be like, greetings, human. I have brought you food. And it's just going to poop out some slop on a plate in front of us and then shut the door like we're in a jail cell. Please clean up after yourself. You're starting to stink. My smell receptors are picking up BO and shit. It's disgusting. Cash Joke said, I got an 8-pack of the oats overnight to test it out, and it's pretty good. Small 20-gram protein. Now that you mentioned it, I noticed that with Taco Bell. Yeah, Taco Bell used to be so sick. in the 90s, the purple and white. It's so sad. Architecture got hit the worst. They're like, how do we streamline this for maximum profitability? Forget any kind of like fun or anything. It's ridiculous. President Trump's Truth Social has filed for 2 crypto ETFs with the SEC. Risk appetite has arguably never been stronger. The 10-day average of notional options volume on the S&P 500 stocks is up 530 billion, the highest in at least 2 years. This measures the total dollar value of options contracts traded on the individual S&P 500 stocks, reflecting the amount of money flowing into single stock bets. Volumes have doubled since October 2024. By comparison, the 2024-2025 average was 350 billion. Meanwhile, the average daily trading volume of the S&P 500 ETF VOO has exceeded 1 trillion for the first time, quadrupling since 2020. Risk appetite is now breaking records almost every week. That's pretty crazy. Too bad it's not showing in the markets at all whatsoever. Cashok said, I'm starting slow. LOL. Food makes the world go round. That is true. Investors are flooding into international stock funds. International equity ETFs attracted a record 51.6 billion in inflows in January. This marks the 5th consecutive monthly increase in the 17th straight month of inflows. It also marks the second month on record where inflows exceeded 30 billion. Despite reflecting just 15% of total ETF assets, international funds absorbed 33% of all global inflows during the month. The rush into global equities is accelerating. Very cool. Okay, let's talk about the gym thing really quick, because this is funny. Is it funny? Maybe it's not funny. I don't know, something happened to me between last night and this morning. I literally noticed while I was driving to work, I was like, I feel really good right now. And I think it's because the day before yesterday, something I did at work, I was climbing up and down a ladder carrying like 150, 200 pound pieces of lumber on my shoulder to build this gorgeous pergola. But that's besides the point. I reached a point of exhaustion that I have never reached before in my life. To the point where I was climbing up the ladder and I was struggling a little bit. And in my head, I was like, you're being dramatic. Just climb the ladder. And I went to go climb and I was like, I can't. My legs hurt and I'm tired. I literally I could not push any faster. It blew my mind. I was like, whoa, I'm actually like kind of a little bit exhausted right now. I got home, I went to bed, went to work the next day, didn't work as hard. But like something in between those times, I was driving to work today and I felt really good. I was like, what's going on? Like I don't know if I was like bloated or something for my entire life up until yesterday. Something happened. I think I'm losing weight. And the workout from work, I don't know. It's just, it was weird. It was weird. I felt an improvement in my physical being, which is strange. I have made working out a part of my routine getting ready for the stream, which is pretty cool because it kind of like forces me. I like have this stream routine set up, so I've been just building off of that. So now my entire life is going to revolve around this damn stream. You guys are stuck with me. I'm going to be streaming even when there's nobody here. I'm talking about Bitcoin. It's going to be like $4. Let's see. Lunar Entity said anything happening with DJT or Truth Social is just Eric Trump. He's being really active behind the scenes. He gives off slimy vibes, though. Yeah. It doesn't help that he actually looks like a snake oil salesman. Eric, if you're watching this, please don't sue me. I have no money. I'm literally broke. You destroyed my bag, so. Cash Oak said, he does give off slime ball vibes, but I'm hoping he's not going to rug ABTC because I bought a lot. Tough Sucks said, oh no, you're getting old. Dude, my favorite memes are the ones of people like getting over 30. And like the timeline, it's like people born in like 1996 or whatever. And it's like SpongeBob and Patrick running away. And then Patrick gets like sucked back and exploded or whatever. And SpongeBob's like, ah! It's so funny. Man, age memes are funny. It's weird to try to describe a meme. Bitcoin doing a whole lot of nothing, man. I want to talk about HBAR really quick again because we're approaching that news piece H bar is I don't know, getting a little pumpy based on news, which is weird because usually the market does not care about news. So whatever news it was worthy of a little pump. Okay, yep, I read that already. We've got Netherlands House of Representatives has approved a 36% tax on unrealized capital gains. Lunar Entity said he rugged Crow, let all that exit liquidity pile in, then unlocked 70 billion in tokens. Was that him? I don't know if that was him. I think that was crypto.com specifically because they were like, we burned these. And then they were like, oh, just kidding. They're right here and we're selling them now. Thank you. I don't understand how that's legal. Never liked crypto.com. I've used them recently, but I remember back in 2021 when I was looking for an exchange because Voyager was rugging and I had barely gotten off there like 2 months prior by accident as well. I figured out their spreads were crazy and I was like piecing out, and that was a whole ordeal. I'll tell that story another time. But I could not figure out how to give crypto.com my money to buy cryptocurrency. Blew my mind. Still just as atrocious to this day. I've used it to buy crypto and it's like 4-factor authentication. Never encountered that in my entire life. And then you have to like move around screens and everything resets. It's such a huge mess that it makes me not want to use it. Like they could not pay me to use that app. And then people are like, oh, you should get the crypto.com card. I'm like, why? You have to lock up like $1,000 to get the crypto.com card. Oh, but it's worth it. I don't think it is. You can get a debit card for free. You can get the Coinbase card for free. And then when you swipe it, you earn crypto back. That's a way better deal than locking up any amount of money. Anything with a lock is incredibly suspicious to me. It's just an immediate no. You got a lock? Nope, no thanks. Carry on. Lunar Entity said it was a joint operation. He partnered with them right before everything went down. The poor stakers got sacrificed. See, normally I would agree with you. I'm not trying to defend anybody specific, but I think crypto.com was a scam before that. Gemini blows Kronos out of the water. I wouldn't even touch Gemini. I think the Winky Butt twins are idiots. Gemini's garbage. Haven't they been like insolvent for like 4 years? Somehow they can't figure out how to make money in like the greatest bull run of all time. Bitcoin goes from $15K to $126,000, and the Winklevoss twins are like, how do we make money with this? I don't understand it, man. How do you fumble the bag that hard? I could make a successful cryptocurrency exchange and make profit before they do. It's not that hard, dude. It's software. Like, you don't have to deploy billions of dollars. They're just hemorrhaging cash, dude. It's ridiculous. Their card is great. Been using it for years. Who, Gemini? Oh. I don't know. I don't know anything about the card. I'm just not a fan of them. And I know that they have been hemorrhaging cash for a very long time. They have not been profitable for way too long. It's a little spooky. I guess they're lucky. They're like partnering with Trump and shit. So they're probably going to get bailout if anything does go under. Okay. This is incredible. At least 115 S&P 500 stocks have dropped 7% or more in a single day over the last 8 trading sessions, and yet the S&P 500 is down just 2% from its all-time high in the past, when at least 115 stocks saw a decline of 7% or more in an 8-day trading period. The average index drawdown was 34%. Wow, the last time this many stocks were hit while the index was still near all-time highs was during the 2000.com bubble. By comparison, in 2008, this threshold was triggered when the index was already in a bear market. Markets are truly unprecedented times. It's definitely a weird one, that's for sure. You know what would be really funny is if they just rebalanced it every time to make it look like it was holding. Oh, man. And it's weird because that's not even like that crazy of a thing to suggest in 2026. Amazon officially closes down for its 9th straight day, posting its longest losing streak since 2006. The stock has now reached $470 billion in market cap over the last 9 days. So the great rotation right here. This path to alt season is actually the path to zero. And it goes Bitcoin, Ethereum, large caps, alt season, stock market, precious metals, the dollar. And each one of those is going to go to zero in that order or in a different order. But eventually, everything's going to be zero. And there's nothing we can do about it. Idiot Metals Mania said, I thought they already did that, LOL. Who? Everything going to zero? Gemini? I don't remember what I was talking about. Goldfish memory. S&P 500 rebalancing? Oh, probably. Or Amazon. Okay. President Trump says he will shortly issue an executive order on the legal reasons for national voter ID requirements. I never understood why we didn't have to present ID when we went to vote. Because I remember having to do it back in I don't remember when I turned 18. 2012? 2011? 2012? Is that right? I think so. And we had voter IDs. I think I might still have mine somewhere. But now they're like, no, you don't need that. I'm like, do you need my license? They're like, no. And I'm like, okay. So can I just go to a different town and vote again? There's nothing. There's no barrier to entry. You just walk in there and you're like, I live across the railroad tracks on the north side of town. They're like, okay, here you go. It blows my mind. 88 Metals Mania said no, thought they rebalanced it always. Oh, I don't know. So the joke was that they rebalanced it to make sure that it doesn't go down. But maybe they do. That'd be kind of funny. Lunar Entity said liquidity actually contracted in Q3 of 2007. Fed even had an emergency meeting on it. Meanwhile, analysts were throwing out buy ratings everywhere. That's crazy. So what do you? I want to know your opinion actually, Lunar Entity. Same with you, 88 Metals Mania. What do you guys think of the current market? No one's saying buy, as far as I can see. No one's saying buy. Meanwhile, stock market's hitting all-time highs every other day, and people are as bearish as ever on literally everything. Everyone's insisting that the dot-com bubble 2.0 is here, and it's AI fueled, and all of this capex spending is out of control, and it's unwarranted, and it's not going to result in any profits or anything like that, and everything's going to crash down violently, and we're going to freaking zero. Like the worst global financial crisis of all time is upon us, including precious metals, I guess. What do you guys think of that? Because it's weird to me. I haven't studied a ton on the market. I've been in it for 5+ years, but I'm pretty confident in saying we've never seen anything like this before, based on all of the information that I've seen presented before me, all of the information that I've dug up, and all of the charts that I've looked at. Never has anything been this weird. It's all going in opposite directions. Tom Selleck said, when everybody thinks something, you know how that turns out. See, here's the issue that I have with that. Everyone insists that we're in a 4-year cycle and that crypto is going down and we're in a 12-month long bear market. And so far, those people have been correct. October, November, December, January, February. We are 5 months in to a potential 12-month long bear market. There's 7 months left for them to be proven wrong. And if we get to month 9 or 10, and then we enter a new phase of bullishness and everything goes up, I'm going to say that they were right and that we did enter a traditional 4-year cycle bear market. I don't know. It's weird to me. Lunar Entity said, when they stop selling fear and you can hear a pin drop, run. Well, that's terrifying. Who's selling? Is anyone selling fear right now? Don't be ominous in my chat. Get out of here. You're not allowed to answer the question if it's going to scare me. Daddy Trump, come save us. We just had the yield curve uninvert. The U.S., 2-year? And U.S. 10-year have slowly hovered back into range of each other. Spreads give a cautious look, but no breakout yet. You have to translate that into bullish or bearish for me. Cash Oak said, the fear is the reason to buy, LOL. The weekly on Litecoin has me opening 100K longs, LOL. 100K longs is crazy. Oh gosh, that's so tasty. Okay, I should not be drinking coffee this late, but whatever. Next, inflation should be the least of the Fed's concern going forward. The primary concern should be rising unemployment and disinflation/deflation due to AI. The Fed must get ahead and continue to soften. Look at this cute little birdie. Trueflation posted, breaking official U.S. CPI comes at 2.4% year over year. Trueflation correctly predicted the numbers would come in cooler than the market consensus of 2.5%, between 2.2 and 2.4. When we extrapolate our rapidly cooling numbers to the BLS CPI, very cool. Trueflation, absolute goats, legends. They should be doing all the data for everybody always. Lunar Entity said, when the US 2-year inverts to the downside from the US 10-year, you get massive contractions in liquidity. Okay, so that's not happening right now? Because I feel like my liquidity has been contracting. And my bags are dilating. The baby's coming. Trueflation. Official U.S. inflation for January cooled below market expectations. U.S. CPI was 2.4% year over year, down from the previous 2.7% and lower than the market consensus of 2.5%. U.S. core CPI 2.5% year over year, down from 2.6% and aligned with market expectations. Meanwhile, Trueflation's custom U.S. CPI was 0.72% year over year today, and we've seen inflation dropping below 2% in January and below 1% in February. Based on our data, we correctly predicted that the U.S. BLS CPI would come in cooler than expected today, between 2.2% and 2.4% for January CPI reports. We typically provide a range forecast rather than a single number because the BLS adjusts its data weights for the year ahead. Worth noting that in categories where the BLS still sees elevated inflation, food at 3.1%, utility costs 10.8%, and shelter 3.2%, we already see significant and often persistent cooling, with food and housing categories already entering a slight deflation. Ooh, I like that. I like that for my cash. Update: Forward Industries discloses 6 million SOL treasury and 560 million crypto-related losses amid market downturn. Damn. Unrealized capital losses. 88 metals. Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. Wait. Tom Sellerscoat said, cut rates, Powell, you puss. Lunar Entity said, the current market environment is still waiting on the Fed chair pick. If we really do have generational bull trend in yields, that will suck. And then 88 Metals Mania said, lies, SNEC up 10% today. That is a lie. SNEC is only up 1.44% today. I don't know where you're getting 10% from. You guys. SNEC is up more than 10% today. Oh. That's pretty sick. That's pretty SNEC, if you will. Cheers. Yeah. Okay. We're getting distracted, guys. Stop it. Shall we continue? SNEC is so beautiful. God, what a beautiful coin. Lunar Entity said that lost decade we looked at on the S&P was when bonds were outperforming everything as Volcker jacked rates all the way to 20%. Oh my gosh. What a psychopath. How did no one interfere with that and be like, hey, bro, you need to be removed? That's crazy. God, our government's so effed up. What a piece of trash. How do we survive, man? This is crazy. We have all these nice things, too. Is it because our government's just like, let's do all this crazy shit all the time? Nobody can predict our next move. Jeez. Bullish. Czech president approves legislation eliminating Bitcoin capital gains tax. Let's go. Right here, this is the Hedera news. Latest $86 billion FedEx joins the Hedera Council to advance trusted digital infrastructure for global supply chains. Somehow, Ondo tokenizing pretty much every single freaking stock on the planet Earth on several different blockchains does nothing for the Ondo price. Chainlink partnering with like the president of the United States and every other country on the planet and curing cancer does nothing for the price. But Hedera Council adding FedEx to the board of whatever BS made up crap that they did, pumps the H bar price. I think I'm going to buy some H bar. We've talked about it jokingly in the past about H bar curing cancer because there was so much news last year about H bar. Every time you turn around, they're like, H bar solved world hunger. H bar brought Walt Disney back from the dead. H bar figured out brain transplants. And you're like, whoa. Every time you looked somewhere, it was like H bar was doing something different and crazy and amazing. It was just, I don't know. Apparently they still got it. Good for them. Let's see. Lunar Entity said, he literally said on TV, rates will go where they go. The market reacted violently. I've been following BTC US 10-year to get an idea of how Bitcoin and other liquidity pools are doing against bonds. We actually made a lower high against bonds in 2025 versus 2021. Again, I don't know what that means, but I hope you tell me. Okay, alert. Bloomberg Intelligence's Mike McGlone, sick name, by the way, says historical CPI patterns point to near zero inflation in 2026, with Bitcoin potentially leading a deflation-driven recession. Does that mean that Bitcoin's going to go down? Where's Bitcoin on this? Bitcoin's not even on this. Bitcoin potentially leading a deflation-driven recession. So Bitcoin's going to go down. That's what he's saying. What an asshole. I don't like that guy. Cash Oak said, I made a Pinex account for the bots and opened a 33x 700 bot on Litecoin as I trade, I'm just going to make those. Okay. I don't know what that is, but that's awesome. I've heard a lot about Pinex? Maybe I haven't. I lied. I think I'm thinking of Poloniex. Poloniex? I don't know. There's a lot of P ones. Lunar Entity said bonds actually outperformed Bitcoin at 126K versus Bitcoin at 69K. Damn. Polymarket launches new 5-minute crypto markets powered by Chainlink data streams across hundreds of trading pairs. This, again, I think I mentioned this yesterday. This is where the traders are going to go because you don't have to, like, I don't know. It's just easier, quicker payout. It's a lot more straightforward. You can just bet, like, is Chainlink going to be up or down in the next 15-minute candle, next 5-minute candle, whatever. Or not Chainlink specifically. Bitcoin going to be up or down in the next 5-minute candle. It just seems easier. You don't have to learn all this trading crap, and the chart's right there. The user interface is really nice. I don't know, I'm just saying. Maybe it'll be good in the long run because there won't be any BS leverage in the market to flush out and ruin our lives. That's my guess right now. Next, selling pressure on Coinbase persists as the negative premium gap marks its longest stretch since November 2024, according to a CryptoQuaint analyst. Tom Selleck-Scout said, bro, that's a whole new level of degeneracy in 2 years. All this is going to be banned. I don't think so. BlackRock is now running billboards for its spot Bitcoin ETF, Bitcoin Exposure Made Easy. This is actually huge. I've talked about this in the past before. I do believe... I don't know about the market being suppressed. It probably is. But I do believe that the powers that be, the institutions, the adopters of cryptocurrency at the moment, the buyers, the whales, the big money, the smart money, is going to load up. And then when they want to, when they are ready, when they're comfortable with the bags, they're like, I have enough. I'm ready to sell. I'm ready for exit liquidity. They're going to shove it down your throat. And you're going to go, oh, I should buy some Bitcoin. I'm going to go buy some Dogecoin. I'm going to buy all of the coins. Cryptocurrency, sign me up. Coinbase is going to have $100 referrals. It's going to be a #1 app, which certain people said was going to happen. That never did. And they're going to get everyone to buy their bags. But until that happens... I think we're stuck in whatever weird limbo world this is. And Bitcoin actually went up to 126K without all of that. So that's kind of impressive. But it seems like it did that with leverage. So now we're paying the price. Gotta be patient. Tom Selleck-Scott said in 2 years, I read that already, Bitcoin actually showing early signs of a reversal against bonds, which would imply risk appetite is recovering. I like that. I like it a lot. Funny coincidence, it just so happens to be doing that as soon as BlackRock starts running billboards for its Bitcoin ETF. Quite a coincidence indeed. Truth Social Funds filed with the SEC for 2 crypto ETFs, one tied to Kronos with staking rewards, the other tracking Bitcoin and Ether with ETH staking included. Very cool. You know what's great about ETH staking? It's liquid, but there's still a queue. You have to wait in line to stake, and you have to wait in line to unstake. That's their liquid staking. Imagine anything else they do being considered liquid. Like if you go swimming in an Ethereum pool, you dive, you would break your neck because it would be like molasses. Hard on impact, but as soon as you sit still, you'll sink and you'll probably drown. Ethereum is broken, man. Insight, central banks added 1,000 plus tonies of gold annually. I'm making up words now. 1,000 plus tons of gold annually from 2022 to 2024, the highest since the 1950s per crypto rand. That's actually insane. To even think about the 1950s is kind of insane. That was 76 years ago. Wow. Latest. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says passing the Clarity Crypto Market Structure Bill could lift investor sentiment, warning delays until after the 2026 midterms may hurt its chances. No shit. If you guys want to win any kind of midterms, I suggest you get that shit passed, brother. Just saying. That is not a threat. Legally obligated to say that is not a threat. I am non-threatening. I'm also poor. Please send help. Lunar Entity said the RSI and BTC US 10-year also gave clear signals in 2021 to show that the trend was exhausted at 60K. I like that. We like that a lot. I'm still holding out hope for my 51.5 guess based on the RSI because that tickled me and it made me feel good, like I knew what I was talking about. Kashuk said all the coincidences are going to pop up when the Clarity Act gets positive news. All the BlackRock talk about tokenization will bring crazy FOMO. Then Max Payne again, LOL. That would be funny. Let the banks versus Coinbase begin. I think they're actually making genuine progress from what I heard last, but, we'll see. Latest. Seoul police reportedly lost 22 seized Bitcoin worth about $1.5 million during an investigation. Really? They lost it. I'm so ashamed of myself that I lost that $1.5 million. I'm going to take a leave of absence and go on vacation around the world. And I'll be back once I no longer feel this $1.5 million worth of shame. He's like got a Rolex on and like a bunch of gold rings. I'm so ashamed. Don't look at my face. Like showing him off. Don't look at my face. Oh, man. New, Grayscale has filed an S1 with the SEC for an Aave ETF. Very cool. Aave keeps coming up. Keeps getting brought up in the news cycle. Might be worth accumulating. According to Crypto Rankio, Bitcoin inflows to accumulation addresses have reached their highest levels since early 2022 as large holders keep buying despite the price drop. This often signals potential upside after fear-driven sell-offs. Hell yeah. He's got a Bitcoin grill. My son gave me this. I've been into the Bitcoins for quite some time. But no, I wouldn't know how to steal that seized Bitcoin and convert it to Tornado Cash so that it's untraceable, and then just for a backup, convert that to Monero and then Zcash and then send it to an offshore account and cash out via gift cards. I wouldn't know how to do any of that. That sounds like so much work. A lot of money moves through Aave. Ethereum Foundation uses them directly. Interesting. I noticed Vitalik selling a lot of ETH, and I remember that vividly last bull to bear transition, and I think I remember it being near the bottom, which is interesting. So it's gonna be interesting to see if they nailed it again. I will say, I got respect for the guy because he's not like selling the top. He's not trying to cash out. Clearly, whatever price goes down, he sells the lows. Maybe it's shady. Maybe it's not. Maybe he's doing it on purpose. Maybe he's panic selling. Who cares? He's like a billionaire. I don't think he actually gives a shit. I think he just the timing happens to correlate with whenever he needs money. It is kind of funny to see him pull 600. What the hell is Vitalik Buterin spending $600 million on? It's hard to picture that guy having any money. He's such a strange character. Okay. Insight White House crypto advisor Patrick Witt. By the way, we used to hear about David Sachs all the time. He was a White House crypto advisor. This guy, Patrick Witt, is like the second in command or whatever. They've been talking about him a lot. They're really trying to like push him in the limelight. I don't know if Sachs is going to get the sack or what, but it seems like he fumbled the bag, if you will. I can go on all day with the sack puns. Bitcoin Cash had a nice move today. Damn, 12%. I genuinely believe Bitcoin Cash is doing good because of the I'm not going to say the name, the island guy list stuff and Bitcoin being talked about in that and all that stuff. Yeah, Bitcoin Cash is doing good, dude. It's crazy. What if dude, honestly, XRP had a big like a big underdog FU moment. What if Bitcoin Cash did the thing? Like XRP did everything that XRP Maxi said it would do. Obviously, besides like the $1 million valuations, $1 million price point. But you know, those are the idiots on TikTok. What if Bitcoin Cash flipped Bitcoin, and then everyone was like, "Oh, this is the real Bitcoin," and it was like publicly, like officially acknowledged and shit. That would be so funny. That would be so funny. I'm probably gonna buy some just because that's freaking hilarious. Gonna be a household name. The poor man's bacon. I also like the tickers just bitch, like Jack Dorsey's bit chat. If you actually read it, it's just bitch at, which is freaking funny because it's like Bluetooth mesh network, so you could technically bitch at anyone you wanted at any time without any kind of internet or even any other kind of cell phone service connection. You could bitch at whoever you want. Okay. Happy Friday, guys. I'm so glad it's Friday. Yeah, dude, the last year, this thing's cranking. 1 year, 66%. 1 month, down 7 point. Okay. So 1 week it's up, 1 month it's down, 24 hours is up tremendously. All time, it is up. It is up 1% since its inception. That's actually pretty sick. Good for them. Good for them. Watch this thing absolutely gigascend. It refuses to die. I can respect that. Dude, I'm not gonna lie. The dino coins, I think, are my favorite. I really do. Everyone's like, LOL, what are you buying the old man dino coins for? The coins from last cycle, you idiot. And then they buy Prime and it goes to freaking 0. Have we done an update on the on the Franco pivot yet? Is that evil? I'm not gonna do it. I'll do it another day. But the Franco pivot's like one of my favorite things. Franco pivot is a classic. He sold Polygon and ADA for Prime. Oh, geez, what were the other ones? No, I don't think it was Node. The Node AI one. I can't even find it. Yeah, dude, this one went to freaking 0. I can't even find it. Here we go. I don't remember. This was like $1.20, I think, when he got it. There's so many good ones. We'll go over this eventually. Maybe during a 12-hour stream. It's a good story, though. I hope Franco's doing good. He's got a kid now. I think he bought his own truck, too. Okay. Okay, Cash Oak said, everyone wants to be special with all the distraction coins. LOL. Gotta stack the low supply coins now. I like to call them flavor of the week coins because they pop off. Remember when Zcash was the next big thing? Wasn't that one of Jordan's? He was like, Zcash, guys. And then that took a big poo-poo too. Zcash got Monero'd, and Monero came back with a vengeance. Where's Zcash? There's no way. Did it fall this much? Whoa, okay, it's 21. What was this thing's high? Okay, it was at 698. That's not bad. It's only down 50%. It's up 750 over the past year. Woo! Hell yeah. Monero definitely like slapped the shit out of them though. Showed them who's boss. Holy crap. I don't like looking at the all-time chart on the ones that launched at like 0. That like hurts my brain. Okay. Bitcoin doing a whole lot of nothing. Lunar Entity said the tokenomics thing is quite funny. I remember people frothing over market caps of tech startups in 99. Yeah. Now people don't even know what a market cap is. They're like, XRP is going to go to $7,000. How many XRP do you need to be a millionaire? You probably need 1 million. Low share float IPO. People were ravenous. Then it all blew up. It's pretty cute. It's pretty cute. People are like, math good. Low supply, me buy. And then number go up, me make a lot of money. And then it's just rugs. And they're like, oh. They do the butthurt Pikachu meme. They're like, oh. Oh man, good shit, good shit. I want pizza, dude. Pizza sounds so good. Anyways, White House crypto advisor Patrick Witt says banks shouldn't fear stablecoin yield and urges compromise as Clarity Act talks face midterm pressure. Yeah, dude, the banks are going to get shafted if they don't play ball. Il Capo of Crypto, famous for being really bad at calling tops and bottoms bearish. This is from January 9th, 2023. Bitcoin was sitting at $17,307. He was calling for $11,000 to $12,000. It didn't go to $11,000 to $12,000. Spoiler alert. He said with a straight face, zoom out. Ask yourself, why am I buying here? Is it because of FOMO? You are seeing random altcoins having random pumps. Same as have been happening since the start of the downward, or I can't even read, as the start of the downtrend, and you feel the need to buy. You could think this might be the bottom. And then he was calling for 10K famously, and he was wrong, super duper wrong. Stock Money Lizards posted, reminder, Bitcoin usually bottoms between the 200 exponential moving average and the SMMA 230. I don't know what the hell that is. The SMMA 230 is the last line of defense. This happened 3 times so far in 10 years, and each time it took a black swan event for Bitcoin to retrace that far. Each bottom in the past 10 years happened between those 2 moving averages. Bitcoin might not have found the final bottom, but has definitely entered and touched the bottom zone. I like that. I do like entering and touching the bottom zone. We got Bitfinex flash crash, the pandemic crash, the FTX crash. I don't know what the hell this is and why it's not labeled, but that's fine. And we are entering the bone zone as we speak. Pretty cool stuff. We got February 12th, which was yesterday. Financial giant BlackRock just revealed institutions, sovereigns, and banks are buying the Bitcoin dip. You are scared. Whales are buying. Absolute freaking legend. This dude has a very large neck. Everyone wishes, this is from Quentin, 048.eth. We see a lot of stuff from him. This is also from yesterday. Everyone wishes they bought Bitcoin during extreme fearful times, but most people don't have the balls to do so. We got 2012 crash. Fear and greed was at 10. Mt. Gox crash. Fear and greed was at 9. 2017-2018 crash. Fear and greed was at 11. Pandemic crash. Fear and greed was at 9. FTX crash. Fear and greed was at 12. 2026 crash. Fear and greed went down to 5, and Bitcoin went down to $59,948.39. What happens when the fear and greed index goes to 0? Can it even go to 0? I have no idea. Lunar Entity said the tokenomics thing. Yep, I read that. Low share float. We already read that as well. XLF has taken huge intraday hits back to back. Financial sector isn't so peachy as Diamond makes it seem. Guys, imagine buying Bitcoin in 2012 when it was $7.08. Imagine me in 2012 looking into crypto and seeing, I don't remember, what was the high back then? A couple $100, seeing Bitcoin at a couple $100 and thinking to myself, and just ignoring it. That actually happened. That's crazy. It said Mt. Gox is still one of the worst events to happen in Bitcoin. Oh yeah, 100%. That's crazy. Altcoins have carved out their bottom and are quietly breaking out. Repricing is already underway. What comes next could be the largest capital rotation crypto has ever seen. This is from Don Wedge. We've seen a lot from this gentleman as well. He's not always right, but I do like his point of view, even if it's wrong pretty much every single time. We like to get differentiating points of view. Eventually, one of these people is going to be right, and we're going to be able to go, aha, this guy nailed it this time. And it's going to be kind of a nothing burger because they cried wolf 1,000 times, and at time 1001, they nailed it. There was a wolf. We've got altcoin season numero uno, dos, and tres breaking out officially. Very cool. April 26th. What? 49 bars, 146 days. April 26th. That would be pretty sick. Oh, wait a minute. That's a little dip. I don't understand. Quantitative tightening begins. Quantitative tightening ends. Oh, I understand. Okay, so he's thinking April 26th is going to be quantitative easing beginning. Is Powell going to start quantitative easing in my birth month? That'd be kind of cool. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okay. We got another one of these guys from Mr. Crypto Whale. My 2026 bull run outlook. February, bear traps setting the stage. March, Bitcoin breakout gains momentum. April, altcoins take the spotlight. May, new all-time high around $215,000. June, bull trap catches late buyers. July, heavy liquidation wave. August, bear market officially begins. For over a decade, I've consistently called major market tops and bottoms. I was among the few who identified the October top, and I'll do it again. If you're not following yet, you're already behind. I should make a stupid post like this. I hate it when they try to sell themselves at the end. For over a decade, I have been the best. I'm just going to make some really stupid Fractal Farquad post. I got to make an advertisement when I get the costume. I got to make a little commercial for JJ's Cryptic Corner with the Fractal Farquad costume. We're going all in on Fractal Farquad, guys. You have no idea what's coming. Okay. Apple suffers biggest loss since April. Wow. It's way the hell up there. Get a little spike to the downside. Everyone's losing their minds. Breaking Cisco Systems, CSCO, suffers 5th biggest loss in 25 years. That's a big loss. Mag 7 stocks entered technical correction after falling more than 10% from October highs. Lunar Entity said, for over a decade, I just assumed Q3 is going to be ass. I was right. The great cocoa collapse continues as prices have now plunged more than 70% from its December 2024 all-time high. That sounds like something that they would report on like the 1920s. Cocoa falls for a 10th consecutive day in a row. PayPal posts lowest weekly close in more than 9 years. Oh yeah, this I just want to share because this was freaking hilarious. I'm going to mute it so that I don't get copyright strike. NBC is prohibiting the NHL from posting Olympic clips, so they're MS Paint animating them. Pretty dope, actually. That is so funny, dude. I was watching this earlier. I was like amazed. I was like, whoa, This is actually kind of more entertaining than the actual like clip would be. Like I'd rather watch a real hockey game, but for a clip, I'll watch this shit all day. This is freaking hilarious. Look at this, ready? That's so good. Come on. That's so cool. Lunar Entity said, I have not yet bought the dip on Cisco. Been a shareholder for 28 years. I'm betting on it going to 59 first. Let's actually go take a look at it. I am familiar with Cisco because I went to school briefly for ITS. $76.56. You think it's going to 59 first? Damn. Yeah. I mean, it's a big boy pullback already. It went from oversold to a little bounce off that. Interesting. Yeah. Every sell-off results in a further sell-off before it recovers. Look at this. You get dip, chop, dip, and then it eventually recovers. Dip, chop, dip, and it eventually recovers. Dip. Probably going to do a chop and a dip. And then eventually recover. Very cool. That's a middle finger right there. Look at that. It's like, F you guys. Okay. I'm betting on it going to 59 first. Cash Oak said, you ever watched the Burnt Peanut? I have not. I'm not sure what that is. The Burnt Peanut. Okay. Is this going to do the Adam Eve? What did I look at earlier and I was like, this is on everything? Yeah, ETH has Adam Eve, Sol has an Adam Eve, Total 3 has an Adam Eve, ADA has Adam Eve, SNEC kind of has like an inverse head and shoulder. Midnight, same thing as SNEC, XRP, trying to do the Adam Eve, H-bar, inverse middle finger. The monthly chart is incredible for Cisco. Hilarious. He was talking about Bitcoin with like 120,000 people watching. He alone could make a wave of FOMO. The Burnt Peanut. Okay. I've been thinking about doing just chatting streams. I feel like I could just talk bullshit for hours. That's kind of what the 12-hour streams are. We're going to do some video game live streams soon, I think. I don't know what's going on with my internet. I'm losing 22.6% of my frames. Probably because I'm in McDonald's right now. Should I do Command Center? I've entered the Matrix. What do you guys think? Command Center? I like McDonald's better. I think McDonald's is more fitting for now. Lunar Entity said, I remember buying in 1998, expecting it to go to 150. Didn't know anything back then. Got caught up in the telecom mania. Damn. They're like, answering machines are next level technology. Have you seen our fax machine? Okay. Bitcoin doing a whole lot of nothing. I expect more of a whole lot of nothing this weekend because it is the weekend. If we get any surprises, I will be surprised. This one was crazy. This is the last one. Kevin O'Leary wins $2.8 million defamation lawsuit against crypto influencer Ben Armstrong, aka BitBoy. If you guys don't remember, Ben went on a seemingly substance-fueled rampage, allegedly, and was talking all kinds of shit about literally everyone on the internet. And Kevin O'Leary did not like that very much, so he sued him. And it took all this time, 2 bear markets, for the defamation case to play out, which is pretty insane. So I guess congratulations to Kevin O'Leary, and I wish the best for BitBoy, and I hope he gets better. Lunar said, guy told me to cut some of my exposure after the dark fiber mess. Thought he was crazy. My average was 24. Post split. Learned the hard way. That price will absolutely come for your ass. Oh, yeah. Yep. What's nice is you get like it's like a crash course, like the Autobahn of learning the hard way when you do crypto. Like you want to learn the hard way, just do crypto. You will learn the hard way like 84 times before you get anywhere. And you'll be like, the whole time, you just go peak narcissism. You're like, the market maker's targeting me specifically, and they're liquidating me specifically. I'm not bad at trading. I'm just being targeted because I'm so important. Cash Oak said, does BitBoy have to pay that? LOL, geez. That's a kick went down. Oh yeah. I don't know. I mean, he should have said what he said. He was like accusing the guy of murder and stuff. It got pretty crazy, man. It got pretty crazy. Lunar Entity said Cisco fell 90% in a year. Try 90% in a day. Hello? I was going to name a bunch of coins, but that sounds depressing, so I'm not going to. Cash Joke said, when they make another Around the Blockchain, JJ got to be on there. I thought about doing some shows. I've done Blockchain Brew. Love those guys. I think I have a name for a show that I want to do, but I got to get people because people like to watch people. I like multiple opinions. I think my interaction with the chat is a lot better than me just being like, these are the charts. Bye, guys. Just my opinion alone, because who the hell cares about one guy's opinion, you know? It's a lot funner, and I feel like more valuable when you get multiple opinions weighed against everybody else's. Lunar Entity said, how many of those coins still exist? All of them, actually. Oh, the ones that go down 90% in a day? Probably none of them. That's a fair point. Fair point. Okay. Wow, we got 17 votes. You guys killed it. I'm so scared I'm going to knock this stupid light over. On the poll, I asked you guys, what's your gut feeling on today's move? 47% of you guys said real rally, bottom is in. Interesting. I was not expecting that. 29% of you guys said bull trap, we're going lower. That I was expecting, the split. 18% said it's DCA, that DCA day, that's all I know. And 6% said undecided, need more data. I hope I was able to provide you with at least a little bit more data on this lovely Friday evening. Guys, I think I'm going to call it. We had a pretty successful stream. Make sure you guys share the stream with as many people as possible. We're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers before April. If we can't do it before April, then I guess that'll be my goal for June. Let's go the midpoint of the year. We're going to try to get to 2,000 subscribers as quick as possible. When we do hit 2,000 subscribers, we got Lord Farquaad costume. I'm going to do a big fat giveaway, and we're going to have a fun 12-hour live stream, and it's going to be crazy chaos, maybe some video games. Maybe we'll go longer than 12 hours. I don't know. YouTube only records the first 12 hours, so if we do go longer, it'll all be like extra that only the people who are watching live ever get to see. It'll never exist online. Cash Joke said, it is, brother. A lot of people make it seem like a live channel and not a hangout. What are we talking about? Oh, multiple people's opinions and stuff? Yeah, I don't know. It's just funner to hang out. And Jordan's live streams, I was always there every single day for the chat and like the interactions with the chat, and it was just fun, dude. It was like hanging out with the boys. So this is our hangout time. And the market's down right now. And we're having fun. Imagine what it's going to be like when we're all making a ridiculously large amount of money. It's going to be crazy. We might drink some alcohol. I might have like a sip of beer and then get a headache. It's going to get wild, guys. Have some wine coolers or something. Ooh. All right, guys. I'm going to call it. As always, when the market starts to do anything crazy or anything at all, I will hop back on. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow. Don't forget to smash the like button on your way out. Happy Friday. Happy DCA day. I got to go close out my shift at Mickey D's, mop the floors, put up some chairs. I don't know if they do that anymore. And call it an evening. Appreciate you guys. Don't forget to smash the like button on your way out. Happy Friday and good night.